all kind of what I would call three C's, they competed with each other for the clients globally and India, largely for global clients. But they collaborate. So compete, yet collaborate and create. Because to create a demand. See, you don't very much as of now, but they had to create a demand for Indian industry with the global clients. So they had to prove themselves that they can do it and provide the quality, etc. That's why that ISO 9000 and CMM and all those kind of certifications that came in at that time. So three C's would be, compete, collaborate, and create together. But create together. So all the innovations, everything that came together. If I were to kind of look at your industry, 80% of the workers are, unskilled kind of labor, kind of work, etc. So in a way, it's difficult to get them skilled and get them all to work together. So my suggestion, I saw your governing body, names, etc. In NASSCOM, these industry leaders who were part of executive council, I was also a member of the council, it served more as a think tank for the industry. It was not a regulatory body. It was this code of conduct. There was some ethically how we will conduct ourselves as an industry. And government, for the most part, I think in a way, luckily for industry, initial days, all these, SEZs that were created. Government did help in forming this software export zones and giving tax holidays and so on. That was a great thing that, the leadership from had done, and then of course when Bajpayee ji came, they even had more incentives for the industry. So kind of stayed out of it. I still remember an incident where I think forget the year, but it was Bajpayee ji was the prime minister that time, and Pramod Mahajan, who's unfortunately no more, was a leader, was appointed as a minister for IT. He was the first minister for IT. And we were all sitting in Delhi in one hotel dinner, after one of the NASSCOM events. And were kind of there. And he was saying, what do you need from us, from government? And I'll help you. And everybody looked at each other and said, stay out of, and I still remember there was a little bit of a private discussion, but after he left, dinner, and then Devang Mehta, who was one of the brilliant visionaries, he had a look to put an ad in Economic Times thanking for a full-page ad that they're saying we should put. And that discussion that took place on that table, I still feel like it was in a way um, if you do it once, they will expect political pressure during the campaigns, election campaigns, all that kind of things. So even though they may be unhappy, let's not do it. Of course, afterwards, the industry and did many things together. Grew in stature year after year in such a big way that globally people use that this NASSCOM as an example of the way an association can impact an industry or a country. I don't know how your Nick Marion Council works. Does it work? Is it an elected council? I'm not aware. People who kind of run other power struggle, people, when the term is over, the next term, different people come and they just continue to work. So somehow politics, I would say, I wouldn't say we set some goals. Last few years you've been doing this. So 10 years from now, when you have aspired 34, where your industry, size, number of employment, what would be your export ambition? I know you have Nick Marions everywhere, and some in the Middle East, I think. But the way the technology is moving, certainly, the architects, designers, project managers, etc., can do projects all over the world. So can you have some goals and targets internationally for Nick Marions? What is your, so, I don't know, today may be a short time, but maybe you should, as a think tank, get together and figure out some goals for next 5 years and the 10 years from now, set some goals. We had at McKinsey to do the study and saying what is possible to do. And McKinsey for India, etc. Right? And and other industry. A task force in cooperation with some of the software guys like Microsoft and so on, and saying we will carry out, you know, along with the in some places, we'll see people are using official versions or not. So it's tough when you do that. People, on our side, or are you on the partner side? But it was important to set that model down. So the industry got recognized. After that, the whole branding also happened. The cyber attacks and businesses, etc., on cyber attacks, so that companies were more aware, and the foreign clients aware and alert about the cyber attack. So I feel that should be a role of the Nick Marion goals, whether it's environment or against labor and so on. Employs only you percent end of the value chain. You'll always have a range. Industry, you will get more. I wanted to share with you. I didn't want to make it too long. Thank you again. But if you have any questions. Okay.
If you have, raise your hands. My team. Can we have the mic there, please?
We also started KPMG journey in India. So, sir, what we like to know from you as a construction industry professional, who represent the voice and shape of the construction industry professionals, right? What is that we have to do to build ASCOM for the real estate and construction professional?
Yeah, thank you. I think some of your what I spoke about that line that your executive council is NASCOM or whatever you're calling, has to play a role, and industry has to, all of you members have to back the, to when certain goals or when certain uh, code of conducts and rules that are formed that everybody follows. If you self and have this kind of a structure, I feel it can be as powerful or even more powerful than NASCOM. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can we have the mic here?
Just a quick question on this to put things in perspective, in terms of the timelines, right? So, how long does something like setting up an ASCOM? I mean, how was your journey? How long did it take you to, from thinking of that idea to, taking to a stage where it started getting recognized?
I would say, a short answer is about 4 to 5 years. And some of the people you might have heard about, this initial, there was a discussion that we need to have an industry body, over a coffee table or a bar. You come up with three important few businesses. But running your businesses, you cannot give 100%. You can give time from quality and process. But to run, I saw that you happening. I think events should be at least 10-fold of. If I look at NASCOM, there were from the beginning there were so many more events where for specific areas, the NASCOM for product companies, group for certain but everything comes under umbrella. Then I think it may involve some of the government people, but call them as invitees, not that run become president. At that time, industry issue, which is didn't have trained people. We just university colleges produce software to that's why ACK and NID and all those institutes up to for that. So you might want to have for your workers. So NB some industry can start on skilling part. Siddharth has got some good ideas we were discussing. Government also doing a skill, a lot of things on play, right? So maybe get some grants, etc., and start a skill institute for your industry. Otherwise, I think 4 or 5 years, you can make a major impact. But you'll have to announce that goals and be board. Or Boston Consulting or one of these guys, KPMG come, I can KPMG one. They'll do a report and saying, okay, based on our, the way the industry it can reach us. Always do stretch goals, not normal extrapolation. You can like we are 350, but the way India, Prime Minister wants to be by 2000, we should be So always everywhere you turn around, there's a lot of construction that's happening, right? So it's only about 3% of GDP. You can say we want to be 50. By 2030 or something, and then work toward that, because then you will get noticed. You know, after as a fee, a membership fee, but maybe. Thank you.
Hello. So you suggested an interesting point. Right. You just suggested.
So India is the the manufacturing hub of the world after China, right? They always say China plus one. So we became China's plus one. So same way, why can't your industry say, we want to be the, construction industry, like people outsource. I mean, I know there are people, so whether Middle East, I know L&T and others go, but the only few large players, many of you, can do that. You can say, hey, in Europe, some of this, you'll have to learn their regulations, so that, so your professionals will have to be trained in, say, Netherlands regulations, construction, what are the, et cetera. But you can start providing that training, and don't just export people. Initially, we'll start off with just sending people, right, on outsourcing kind of a body shopping, they call it. But after that, you can start taking on small projects, saying, we'll send project managers there, we will underwrite and build this bridge there, etc. So that's what I mean, back. Yeah? But have a target for that. Think through, have a think tank kind of, that thinks through, and have a target. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's a question.
Hi. My name is Kush Agarwal. I represent Yellow Sky. Hi. So one of the questions is, you've been part of NASSCOM or the IT industry in its nascent stage, and you must have experienced what other industries had in terms of a challenge to adopt digitization or IT solutions. My assessment is the construction industry in India is really trying to adopt digital technologies and digitization of the process. If you can give an insight on or some advice to small and large construction companies on how to start adopting technology, because while I think the intention is there are genuine challenges that the industry and
they have a company which can, it's called gig factory, which can actually take architects kind of work from different projects, even from Dubai and etc. They can get architects here to do work for Dubai projects, things like that. So this technology play already happening, but more can be done in there. Post-construction also, in the maintenance there could be, but construction phase is hardly any technology being used. My understanding is that. So like you have, I think you have these drones, that they come and monitor construction of a project. And I know, as KPMG, we at Birla, we used to take large projects, monitoring, and we used to, for Birla, they are setting up a factory somewhere in Odisha, somewhere, a remote location, and we would hire these companies that specialize in drone kind of, they observe the construction progress, and we used to create reports and give it to Birla, Hindalco on that. So I think drone has a lot of potential for the construction industry, and you need to build trust when the projects are going. The stakeholders always wonder if you are telling them is true or not. So this kind of say, hey, look, you can see right now. This is the progress. This picture taken one day ago, and of course there are robotics that they are coming into play for actual construction. That may take time, but there is a room to apply that also. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time, of course, to begin with, for such valuable suggestions that you gave. And of course, all the points were so pertinent, but that one point that was quite encouraging for me, and that was when you mentioned about being competitive, but being very, very collaborative as well. And then, of course, creating everything together. So that is something that is going to do wonders in our work life and otherwise as well, because if we only compete, then our focus is only to sort of have a cutthroat competition. But when we have the idea of collaboration as well, then I think something very beautiful is created. So thank you very much, sir. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Pradeep with us. May I please request Mr. Kush to kindly step forward to join us. Appreciation to our keynote speaker, Mr. Pradeep with us.